Hazy, sun and clouds on Friday with spotty storms, better chance east of Morristown toward the Tri-Cities. Good Thursday night, East Tennessee. David Aldridge, Captain Accurate here from the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center, where you can see we still have some thunderstorms, mainly to the east or south of Morristown, moving along areas around Newport and Cosby just about 8:15 this evening. Now, this is all brought to you by A1 Fincham Heating and Cooling, focused on customer satisfaction. They won't quit until you're happy. Check them out, a1fincham.com, for heating and cooling needs. By the way, most of the thunderstorms just in the last couple of hours have been focused along the Smokies and the foothills. So once this begins to fade away, which it will tonight, we'll find more activity in the same spots, I think, during the course of tomorrow. Tracking the clouds, you can see they're building where these thunderstorms are present. Newport, Morristown, Greenville, probably pretty cloudy, but it's partly cloudy, if not mostly clear in parts of the plateau. So it will be a variable sky tonight. Most of the activity also extends into West Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina during this evening time frame. Almanac, high temperature today did exceed my expectation. We got up to 89. I was expecting 85. It was 87 in Oak Ridge, but the normal high is 85. Record high 102 set back in 1925. You'll notice the high temperatures varied quite a bit. I mean, there was a 10-degree difference between Jamestown, 77, Oak Ridge at 87, and it was 90 today in Sevierville. So they're getting more of the firing up of the thunderstorms, where heat certainly build with the humidity during the course of today. If you look around the state, they were at 83 today in Nashville and 89 in Chattanooga. Now, a big game, of course, is on Saturday, the big game against Austin Peay, the Governors, as they're known. But go Big Orange. We're talking about the first home game. Very exciting, as temperatures should top off around 84 for a high. But there's going to be now a 60, he says, a 60% chance for showers and storms that will be mainly in the afternoon. So that's not the best news. So make sure if you're tailgating, you have some way to stay dry. An umbrella, of course, not going to be able to take that into Neyland Stadium, but a rain jacket would certainly serve you well. And most of the game will be played in the 70s. So if it rains at the stadium, we'll be out of the 80s pretty quickly and cool rather rapidly. By the way, the Hurricane Center, the 8 o'clock update, just posted a few moments ago. We now have Hurricane Lee, but we have Tropical Storm Margot. And what I'm about to show you, I challenge you, you won't find anywhere else. I'm going to show you some data, some facts and figures. You're like, wow, I didn't know that. Or, wow, David put a real thought into tonight's presentation. You're going to say, wow, I'm impressed. You're going to say, not from this map. This is from the National Hurricane Center. But what I'm about to show you may actually put things into context and perspective. Let me show you where Lee, at least potentially, could go. This is what we affectionately call in the weather community as spaghetti plots. Each line represents a different model, and you can see they're kind of every which way but loose, but generally they are headed due west, if not to the northwest, over the next couple of days. It may be as easy as 1, 2, 3. Here we go with Hurricane Lee. Maybe that's a song. 1, 2, 3, Lee. Anyway, we got hurricane status now as a 1 category, category 2 by tomorrow afternoon, and by 2 o'clock in the morning Friday, this thing could easily be a major hurricane. But it doesn't stop at 3. Could become a strong 4 by Saturday and Sunday. Look at Sunday 2 a.m. We're on 155 miles per hour. That's a pretty intense expectation. And if you recall from Idalia, they were expecting it to be a 1 when it made landfall. And then we got a little bit closer and they said, no, make it a 2. No, let's make it a 3. I mean, the intensity tends to be a weakness. So maybe it's a pretty strong 5 where they say it's a possible 4. But all that put aside, let me show you where the models want to take it. I said to you a couple of days ago, don't be surprised if New England is suddenly on the playing field for this storm, because this takes you to Tuesday the 12th. Oh, yeah, no one showed me this, Aldrich. I'm glad you showed me that. Oh, look at that well-defined eye. Whoa. What day is that? That's the 15th. That's Friday. That's a week from tomorrow. Now, it may be fantasy land because it's so far out there, but the storm on the right would be Margot, and the storm on the left, or the center, would be Hurricane Lee. Some models take it toward the Carolinas. Whoa, wouldn't that be interesting? So it really is going to depend, like tracking a marble on a dining room table, where that goes. It looks like it squarely hits Nova Scotia. But if it's a few miles to the west, it could certainly hit New England, and maybe long overdue, because Hurricane Bob, I believe it was August the 19th, 1991, that's 32 years ago. Hurricane Bob killed about a dozen people in New England from Rhode Island to Massachusetts. This could be, maybe it's reminiscent of something to come. We'll have to watch this very closely, but again, the time frame would be the middle of September, so we still got a ways to go. And that would be, again, all speculation. But if you're keeping track, as I wanted to show you some cool information, you go back to 1950 to 2022, we had Carol, we had Donna, and we had Gloria. These were major hurricanes that were Category 3 or higher. So it's been a long time to see one of those storms roll up into New England. Would they be ready? It's hard to say. Don't know too many people up there. Hope they are. If it were to make it to the Carolinas, it could be in keeping with Hugo or Fran or Emily or Gloria, 1985. These were the major hurricanes, Cat 3 or higher, during that time frame. And from 1950 to 2022, you'll notice there's Ian on this list. Now, Idalia is obviously 2023. We'll add her into the Big Bend area of Florida, but it wasn't too far from Easy or Michael. Michael was 2018, and that was a Category 5 storm. So Panama City remembers that all too well. Those are the major hurricanes. So I thought you would appreciate the research done there. By the way, the Storm Prediction Center highlighting some hot spots tomorrow. Look at this. Dallas, Houston, also in the Mid-Atlantic. Scattered severe storms a possibility on Friday from Tyler, Texas to Beaumont. Not far from Houston. That could get some isolated severe storms, and as well as Galveston and maybe even toward Waco itself. Back toward the north and east. The I-95 corridor, Philadelphia, D.C., New York, could find some scattered severe storms extending from Maryland all the way up into southeast Pennsylvania. But for us, I think if we get thunder, it's going to be mainly east. So I'd left a 20% chance of rain tomorrow for the bulk of our viewing area. But if you live, work, or play from Morristown East, not the high school, Morristown East toward Tri-Cities, probably a 40% chance. So if you got storms tonight, you may see it reappear tomorrow as the system is slowing down, and that would be the reason. Severe risk for Saturday looks like this. A couple of isolated severe storms potentially in the Houston area. That would be in dark green from Beaumont to Galveston to Victoria, and a few areas from Montana, Wyoming, and into the Midwest where they could find some isolated severe storms. A little area up in New England as well. But for us, general thunderstorms possible on Saturday. So here's what it looks like. Storms tonight by 11 or 12 o'clock should fade away. That's the way this appears. No more green at 11 o'clock. We head into 2 a.m., nothing. 7 o'clock, a little bit of development north of Charlotte, but it's going to spin back from basically east to west if it verifies at all. This may be overstated. We could probably cut half of this intensity out because a lot of it looks like it's of the light shade of green, which may be model noise. But this is where I think most of the rain is. It's east of Morristown, and that's where it lines up pretty well on this map. We head into Friday night, it quiets down again. Saturday, we could start with a few hit or miss showers, and then you know it. You just knew it. We get closer to game time, what happens? We get more green. And it spins in at times. There's 5 o'clock. It could be in South Knoxville. So there could be some thunderstorms in the area, and it spins during the game. So that's just the way it goes. This front has stalled, or will have stalled, and it will be parked not far from Charlotte and Roanoke, Virginia. We go into Sunday. I left a 40% chance of rain now. It's still going to linger here with a new front that kind of stalls here too. Valley Planner. Normal low is 64. I expect a low of 65 degrees for your low temperature tonight, so it will be comparable to what one might expect. There will be some patches of fog, naturally, and the areas may be more confined to the foothills, the Smokies, where you see white, and also in the plateau. Can't rule it out for Knoxville, but it may be mainly around the Knoxville and Valley areas tomorrow morning. We'll watch that also very closely. Here's your forecast for tonight. Low temperature is 65, partly to mostly cloudy. It's really mostly cloudy east of town now. Showers and storms that are out there now will fade closer to midnight. Fog will redevelop by morning. Light winds 0 to 5. Tonight we're down to 64 in Morristown, 62 in Wartburg, and 62 in Sevierville. Tomorrow, don't be surprised if we're back in the mid-80s. 86 is where I expect to be. Hazy sunny clouds will call it a 20% chance of rain Knoxville and points west, and a 40% chance from Morristown points east. So it's just kind of the way things are set up based on where that front is located. 81 for Sevierville for your high temperature tomorrow, as well as La Follette and Caryville. 78 for Crossville. Again, a day in the 70s for Oneida, Jamestown, and Cumberland County. 85 for Athens, 85 for Morristown, 86 for Newport and Del Rio. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast. For Knoxville, East Tennessee, have us at 84. And again, rain thunderstorm areas will cool us rapidly into the 70s. So it'll be interesting to see. Mid-80s again on Monday. That's probably the driest day, although you still can't rule out a stray shower. I didn't even want to put a percentage on it because it's probably less than 10%. But the soggiest day by far from today's data would be on Wednesday, when we have a hard time getting to 74 because of the abundance of clouds, the cooler weather, and dare I say 60? Wednesday night? Oh, yeah, 60. I mean, some of us will be in the 50s in the plateau, and I'm sure the Smokies. So Wednesday night, probably another cool night after all the rain comes in. primarily midweek. We'll keep an eye on it. By the way, you can keep track of it all using the Captain Accurate weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic. He's the best in the business in Knoxville for traffic reports. All you have to do is search Captain Accurate at the App Store and Google Play. It also works very well on your iPad. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.